Alright guys, we are back, and what better way to go into our third series, going up into Division B. We got Stormwatchers and Honey Nuts, and with me casting is not the best caster, but it's what we got, Kato.
Yeah, sorry, I was just wandering around. I know you're looking for the best, but I can be off-brand. That's fine with me. You know what? I just wanted to match you. I saw you wearing white shirts, so I was like, I gotta get on just for that reason and nothing else.
You didn't match the facial hair though. Bree was asking, "What's that on my face?"
Dude, every time I try, like I go like a week, and she's just like, I'm not going near you. No, go away until you shave. I'm like, all right, well, fair enough. I can try.
Oh, she don't like it, huh?
No, not in the slightest.
Okay, my fiance is quite the opposite, so she likes it. Otherwise I have a baby face, and I mean, even you know that yourself. Everyone knows that. But we're not here to talk about ourselves and our facial hair and our significant others. We are here to talk about more DCRL action, but I'm gonna throw it on over to some Division B standings, and looking at the Stormwatchers and Honey Nuts stat line, we've only gone, past week 1, so there's not too much to differ all these teams. But Stormwatchers, they are on the lower end of this division. I guess, is that kind of surprising? I know you were talking about where you're ranking all these teams prior to everyone playing, but I'm just curious what your thoughts are, I guess.
Yeah, I had Stormwatchers. I think I had them in my, imaginary rankings, whatever, going out 8th and kind of in the season. I think a lot of that had to do with V-Storm ended up dropping quite a bit to get his 3rd pick. But he has faith with him. He says that he's played a fair bit with the DSU boys, and he held his own. Which, week 1, stream nerves maybe just trying to get used to this whole play style. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But tonight, you better prove it. You better at least get a game, because they got 3-0'd. But they are going to be going, like you said, against Honey Nut, who they ended up going to 5 in week 1. Ended up losing that one, but they looked very, very solid. Honey Nut, I think they, again, also dipped down a lot for their 3rd pick in Squilliam, who was picked by Red Wizard. So it's funny, you have Red Wizard and Squilliam, who are both UJ, which is why he went down to pick, because he knew him. And then same thing with Stormwatchers, as V-Storm reached down for their 3rd. So it's going to be the battle between the low reach down 3rd picks and see who comes out on top. Yeah,
and I know in prior seasons when I played, I mean, if people were watching as soon as the stream started, Owen, those co-casting, I took a bit of a reach, and where he was on the draft boards, he was a little bit further down, and if I wouldn't have drafted him, I mean, 100% he would have been down into Division C just based off ranking. So, but I mean, we did end up getting 3rd in Division B. So just because people are reaching that far down into the rankings doesn't mean everything, right? We try to rank everyone as best we can apart with their MMR, but if we don't know too much about them, that's all we got. So who knows? Maybe Squilliam, the Red Wizard, and Fighting Amnesty, I don't know. Maybe they saw something in them when they picked them.
That's interesting. I'm looking at the player cams, and I can see it's funny. Red Wizard and Squilliam are right next to each other in the UJ lounge, and then V-Storm and Huskers are also in the lounge together. So it's just kind of interesting. You might get a little bit of a maybe buff being right next to your teammate.
Definitely. But throwing it on over to Stormwatchers, both these teams are 0-1, but looking at these stats though, you would think with Rickamus Prime having the most saves per game that, these guys would do very well on defense. So hopefully we'd see a bit of change in their offense improving from that week 1 now into week 2. But Captain being V-Storm, he is a returner. He's seen some decent success. I forget, was spring the first season that he had played, right? Spring 24.
Oh yeah, sorry, just something caught in my throat. I was almost choking for a second, kind of like V-Storm did last season to make LAN. But yeah, this stat line, offensively, you kind of mentioned it, struggling a little bit. Getting the most saves in the league, is very solid. At least you're getting a defensive sound, but it also means that you're probably under a lot of pressure, i.e. Virtuoso at APAC, for anyone who watches the professional RLCS scene. Same thing. Just because he gets the most saves doesn't mean it's the best team, means they're on defense a lot. But I'm looking at this one, and goals per game as a team, 0.66 is not good. I'm sorry, but you gotta at least be getting 1 goal a game to have a chance to win. You can't be winning on 0-0. So I think this is going to be a big bounce back game for Stormwatchers. If this game goes poor, this series, I think it is in fact big panic time for this team.
Okay, so we're talking about you know, either ors for going both ways. Like if this happens and this team, you know, they might kind of pay for it, whatever. But I'm kind of curious, you know, talking more numbers here besides the stats on the screen, of course. What are your predictions, I guess, you know, going into this Div B match? It's tough because they're both going off of a loss, so then like looking at the stats, it's really tough because there's not much to go off of. But I'm just curious, I guess.
Well, I see V-Storm's in chat, so you know he's already listening to what I have to say. Maybe hoping for some tips or tricks or something. I do have Honey Nut winning this one.
Okay.
I think I need to see something offensively out of Stormwatchers, and then they can absolutely get my respect. But just the going down 0-3 last series, you know, barely getting any goals. I think I need to see some offensive pressure before I start betting on them. And Honey Nut going to 5, they showed a lot of good pressure. They got some great goals, and they did have a lot of linking up between the players. So I got Honey Nut taking it, I think 3-1. I think Stormwatchers do get a game, but I think in the end it's just going to be a little too tricky for them.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like I think Stormwatchers, they might have something. Like I think there's some potential in them. But it's
I just gotta see it first. Just show me something, and I can give you my support.
It's like I need, I'm the same way. I need to see some sort of valid proof. But they just don't have it quite yet. So I think I'm gonna go and predict the same kind of Honey Nut. But maybe they won't be playing it very well as they did week 1. So maybe I'm gonna say game 5 because like I'm here in it for the long run anyways, and I'm not going.
Yeah,
anywhere,
I get that. Hey, we almost got it right in chat. I've been cooking on predictions this season. I think I'm legit. I'm like 11-3 or 11-4 this season. I've been doing pretty good so far in the night. I'm 1-1. So we'll see if I can go 2-1 and be up. But we'll just have to wait and see on what happens there.
Definitely. But then everyone in chat, make sure you get your predictions in here. I'm gonna be closing them pretty quick as people hopefully start to load in. I mean, the captains did say they were ready. Am I wrong? They did say they were ready.
A lot of times you got to tell them to join up. It's tough to follow basic rules. I get it, these college kids. That's why us old men graduated, you know. Can't do it, these hooligans.
Yeah, well, you see Weevelin in the chat actually gifting 5 subs, which is kind of crazy.
Hey, look at that. You instantly say join and they're good to go in chat, bro. That's what I've started to learn, is that people want to wait for some confirmation before we can run it.
Yeah, well, we are going into this game 1 here, and I mean, gonna see if either team kind of starts off hot or if we're gonna start seeing maybe a little of a slower game 1. It's just really, really interesting to see how the series turns out, what sort of pace it takes.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'll have fun covering the first 30 seconds. You can go fix all the overlay stuff, because that's always how it works here. But kind of getting into this game 1, like I said, the biggest thing I'm looking at is, can Stormwatchers get some offensive going? Like we said, they have less than 1 goal per game. So in their 0-3 start, I think they scored like 2 goals, right? That is not good to see, as we're going to be giving a potential one here. I thought Red Wizard were going to be putting that one in. But one thing we mentioned too is the defensive side of Stormwatchers, getting like 4 or 5 saves per game. Can they sustain that much defense while not scoring? I don't know. Versus Honey Nut, again, they went to 5, lost a hard-fought battle, so they will be itching to find their first series win of the season here. Because again, both teams are 0-1. So one of these teams is going to be finding a win, and Fighting Hamster is going to be first on the board.
All right, it's got the cameras fixed. Everyone's looking all handsome and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a little underrated, and maybe people are starting to sort of pick up on it, but like the physicality of this game, like people are taking it and using it to their advantage right there. You see Honey Nut now having a 1-0 lead, so maybe they continue that throughout the rest of the series here. Because I know teams, right, they have their sort of play style, and I don't know, maybe sometimes teams are slower to figure that out, some aren't, but Fighting Hamster, it seems like he knows what's happening. He's right there to put that one in the back of Stormwatcher's net.
Yeah, that one's going to be going pretty quick. Squilliam with the fake on one. Rickamus and Huskers both in the net. One of them needed to get an early challenge. No one going is going to give a free shot to Fighting Hamster, who's now got both goals. Hot start from Honey Nut, and this is, like I said, I need to see some offense come out of Stormwatchers, because so far, it's kind of looking like a continuation of the last series.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, this is game 1, so people, like Honey Nut, they are bringing it to Stormwatchers right now, and they're just a little bit slow to react. So we could see a change of the tide here as time continues to dwindle down, but the ball is centered there for Squirrel, he able to follow up with it. Now a 3-0.
I just need to see anyone from the defense go and challenge this ball. Rickamus on the goal line, just awkward. But again, you got to give props to HoneyNut. They always have that second man being so close to the ball, able to follow up early, which helped them last series. So I'm going to say right now that, you know, game one is going very poorly to Stormwatchers, so you might need to re-grip going into game two, because right now, HoneyNut, they seem to just be so much pressure shot after shot.
Yes. And like 3 minutes, I mean, that's a lot of time. Stormwatchers, they just very quickly need to adjust here. As you see, Squilliam almost getting the follow-up there. Fighting Hamster, putting this one downfield. V-Storm shutting it down. Does get 50 though. You see both teams actually doing very well at just being a nuisance on the ball, not giving each other space.
Chance here. Ooh, Squilliam gonna pop that one high though. Rickamus gonna be taking his time here. Red Wizard getting a 50. He does go pretty neutral. Rickamus does beat out one, instantly killed for his efforts. William now going to be killed by Fighting Hamster. V-Storm pops it up. It's actually a pretty dangerous ball, but again, the second man and third man from Storm Chaser or Stormwatcher is just too far back right now. I need to see more aggression out of the following man.
Yeah, and V-Storm trying to get a opportunity going for his teammates, but Squilliam shuts it down. What a 50 from the guy.
Man's just built different. Squilliam just up and over one. Red Wizard forcing V-Storm to go out, but he has no boost to follow up. Huskers, zero boost of his own, and Rickamus just too far out of net. Squilliam getting one heck of a dunk. Up 4-0 now. A statement game here in game one for HoneyNut.
Yep. And you know what I realized? I got the close prediction, so people are probably leaning
I already closed them.
I
got you.
Father, we got Big Brother watching.
I try as much as I can.
But I don't know, man. Like, what are Stormwatchers just not doing right? Is it what they're not doing right, or are they just not doing scoring something? Well, yeah, they're down 4-0.
No, like I said, I think the biggest thing is they need to have that second man being a lot closer to follow up for this pressure. Like, they've had decent opportunities, but again, Red Wizard scoring 5-0. You need to have someone challenging early here. You see V-Storm not going for this ball, completely giving Fighting Hamster a free touch, and then Rickamus in net. Pretty much you're dead to rights at that situation. So HoneyNut doing a great job of having control of this entire match here in game one.
Yeah, Stormwatchers are really feeling it here game one. They're just, I don't know, trying to put some oil on the chain, get something going, because it's just looking terrible. But yeah, as you were saying there, I mean, that goal alone was, I think, a really prime example of having a really good close second man to follow up, and meaning that's the reason why HoneyNut's doing so well here in game one.
No, I definitely agree with you in this situation here. So I think at this point we got a real one on the sidewall. Squilliam versus Rickamus. Little 2v2 action here, which might not last long here. Red Wizard almost couldn't close it out within 1 second, but we see an unfortunate bump out of the Rule 1. Team bump did not mean to do that. The ball just went literally directly overhead. This is a 2v1 wide open net, but Huskers doesn't have no boost to work with, and that's actually something that I've noticed a ton this game, is that no one on Stormwatchers can seem to hold any boost here.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back at this vid, if they do come out with a loss, I mean, whether it's a win or loss, they're going to have to try to watch the replay and see what they can improve on with the weeks going forward. But with 40 seconds here, you see HoneyNut still putting on pressure. Stormwatchers trying to get something going here. Don't know if they have enough time really to tie it up here, as time very quickly dwindling down. Just trying to get some sort of consolation goals going at this point.
Yeah, just one goal on the board is really all they need. That is such a good pass down. Rickamus trying to get a shot here. Huskers and Rickamus, again, you see absolutely no boost between them, and then the third man is just a little bit too far back. So again, going to the boost game, it has been HoneyNut all the way here. Might get one goal to end us off. Might be a 5-0. Can they hold this shutout here? Potential 50 going their way. Red Wizard going to be going up high, missing that one in game one, handily going to HoneyNut here.
Oh gosh, this one, just it's a matter of time of waiting for it to hit the ground now. These teams are just still flying at it. As I say that, HoneyNut do close it out, shutting out Stormwatchers. The very first game of the series. I mean, if you're Stormwatchers, how are you feeling after such a big loss there? And that's only game one.
I don't want to say I'm feeling defeated, but I know after, so a little insight here. After their series last week, they got 3-0'd, right?
Yeah.
V-Storm hit me up and said, like, hey, you know, I want to do like replay review, I want to get going, blah, blah, blah. And we just couldn't find a time, couldn't get it going. So I think that they know that they definitely have a lot to improve on. And they probably thinking, hey, week one maybe is a fluke. Let's just try to work some things out. So I think getting, you know, 5-0'd is just very, very demoralizing after you're trying to pick up from getting kind of, you know, demolished last week. So I think if they can, honestly, going into this next game, if they can just score first, it is going to be a massive, massive moral boost for them.
Yeah, we definitely we need to see that sort of shift, that very, very quick, abrupt shift from these guys, because I don't know, Stormwatchers, I know V-Storm being the captain, him specifically, he's in a role where like he needs to uplift his teammates if they want to see
someone to go
any
back
sort of
post.
life.
If I'm Stormwatchers, I'm gonna be honest, I just need someone to go back post, right? I know in chat they ended up calling out, seeing exactly the right thing there. They gotta get those defensive rotations down, and please score 1 goal. That's all we need. 1 goal, and you know, just hold it. Problem solved. That's all you need. 1-0 win right now.
It's looking better so far. You're seeing a little bit more aggressiveness coming out of these guys. You're seeing demos.
Oh, it's good bump.
There's a bump, but there's no follow-up. They're giving them space, and that's not what you want to do. You see Squilliam taking it across the other side of the field, and now they're on defense, right? They cannot be doing that.
Yeah, but going to Honey Nut again, you got to get props on. They're doing so good on their rotations here. Almost a chance for Rickamus fighting Hamster, trying to get 1 touch to the sideball, but a good first 30 seconds. Much more aggressive coming out of Stormwatchers. I think they got a little pent of aggression after getting, you know, kind of their butts kicked in game 1 here, so we'll see how they respond here in game 2.
Exactly. And this Stormwatchers, they just need to keep the comms up. They need to have some lockdown defense. However, Red Wizard, his offense is just a little bit better than their defense. Now getting
Look
the
how
early
fast he's
goal.
up to this ball. Like, as soon as he's there, they have that second person, Red Wizard, just diming that one in. And again, both defenders on defense for Stormwatchers, no boost. So Honey Nut, they're dominating in the boost game. And again, they're having that second follow-up so quick. Just the sheer pace of play for Honey Nut, they have really, really taken control of this series.
Oh, this could be their opportunity, but oh, they're so slow to get to the ball. Huskers trying to get something going, staying on it, keeping that pressure. Another whiff coming out from Honey Nut, but it doesn't matter. Red Wizard booms it, and it's get the double tap. It's in. What a shot.
Red Wizard with the 5-mile-an-hour double tap. Does not matter. It goes in. And as we talked about it, no one going back post or on defense here. And Red Wizard reading the backboard 2-0. Getting a little early double tap here in the start of game 2.
Yeah, he jumped so far back from that, too. I don't know if you noticed. It for some reason, it made me think of, like, Michael Jordan jumping from the free throw line to dunk it. But, you know, it works, right? You got it by both defenders. And now they're up 2-0 here, and ball sitting midfield. Storm Nova almost getting a flick over Red Wizard, but he shuts it down. Huskers backboard. Love to see that great positioning from these guys. V-Storm isn't fast enough for fighting Hamster. And again and again and again, you're seeing Honey Nut just beat out Stormwatchers every single time. They're just faster.
Oh, it's a great demo, but unfortunate double team bump. The net is wide open. Can he turn it in time? He cannot. More demos happening. Husker's the only one on the field. We saw plenty of time to score that open net. But yeah, the team bumps not letting Honey Nut score this one.
Oh, what a great shot.
V-Storm to the back post, finally getting Storm Chasers on the board.
I mean, that was a really great, like, pinch 50, whatever you want to call it, but even better yet, he placed that ball perfectly. He recognized Red Wizard, just went slightly ahead of back post, and wasn't able to cover that little portion behind him. V-Storm recognizing it, putting it in there, finally getting their first goal in the series.
Yeah, that was big for them, finally getting on the board, just to kind of have that, okay, guys, we're good, we got this, we can score, let's go get another one. Because we're not even halfway through this game.
Ooh. Huskers getting a 50 to the side. Squilliam's going to follow this one up. V-Storm trying to create some sort of mayhem, giving his teammates time to rotate back. Has tons of boots to work with. Wickham is taking the mid. V-Storm can't follow up, but Huskers isn't there. Wizard getting an open net shot.
Yeah, Hamster getting that's such a good first touch, able to follow up on the 50 here. Rickamus not able to find this one, and V-Storm again being a little aggressive. No one back post here. Looks like Rickamus might have been going for boost, or sorry, Husker is going for the boost, caught out on rotation here. And as soon as they cut the lead to 1, Honey Nut find 2 goals ahead again.
Oh, a pinch? Goodness, that was close, K-Tool. But Huskers is there, takes it off the backboard. Red Wizard puts another shot on. Does take that corner boost, Squilliam. He does also have possession of this. Can he get a center down mid? It's going to go across the net. Storm Chasers, or Storm Watchers.
Yeah, I've done that so many times now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're not chasing it quick enough. We're still seeing Honey Nut beat this team to the ball every single time.
Yeah, we are seeing quite a bit of double commits here on defense. Again, no one really going back post here. V-Storm caught out in no man's land. Husker back post, going with 0 boost. Hamster gets a shot. That's actually going on target all the way off the post. I thought that was just going to drop in. William, though, now on 0 boost, trying to follow up this one. Rickamus going to be missing one. Shot on target, and that's going back post. V-Storm caught out again.
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in. Like, I think of where he was, he kind of just had to commit. Turning around like that really gave you a lower probability percentage of saving that ball. But they aren't down and out of it yet. Minute 39 left, only down 3. However, they literally have only scored once this entire series, so scoring is quite rare for them.
Ooh, this is a free backboard, though. Is anyone up? Squilliam's up. Good defense from him. 0 boost floating down, though. Rickamus gets a decent first touch, though. Cleared away from Squilliam. Got a decent amount of boost to work with, though. It does pop dangerously mid. V-Storm tried to read the bounce. A little bit too early on that one. Up and over. Rickamus now last man back. Squilliam trying to find a 50. Good touch to the corner. We see Red Wizard instantly going for the demos, completely leaving the ball. I like the aggressions on the buck plays.
There you go. That could be a really good 50 from, but Rickamus 0 boost doesn't even get a touch on the ball. Red Wizard has a solo play, gets it over Huskers. He puts it down. Double tap off the crossbar. What a solo play.
Red Wizard, what a touch, up and over, somehow sneak this one top corner, and oh, that's gotta feel good. Doesn't matter if it's an open net or a clip, Honey Nut just cannot stop scoring.
I mean, you even had Squilliam on his own, you had his own teammate trying to squishy save for Stormwatchers, kind of feeling bad that Honey Nut's scoring so much against these guys.
I think, honestly, just if you're Stormwatchers, you gotta just have someone stay deep in that, not having them cheat out. You know, they're getting too angsty to try to, I think, you know, maybe get a quick counterattack, but you're getting scored on now, averaging 5 or 6 goals a game on defense. You've got to keep someone back on the goal line.
Great here. Huskers offer.
That's gonna be number 6.
One.
All right, they're averaging 6 goals a game, guys. I'm just saying, Honey Nut, I don't think you're allowed to leave your box right now. You got to keep someone back. Husker is getting caught out again. They just cannot figure out this back post rotation.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. Like, I'd like to say it's
possible.
possible.
Broken record, but kind of the broken record at this point.
I'd like to say it's possible, but just with how they've been playing, they literally scored 1 goal, Alex, in this entire time.
Make that 2.
Make it 2. There you go. But it's still not going to be enough. 20 seconds left, 4 goals they need. I don't know. Something's got to change going into Game 3. Otherwise, it's going to be a complete sweep against Stormwatchers.
I think, honestly, what they need to do is have like a little 2v3 in terms of send your first and second man to go be aggressive, have that really, really deep third to be defensive, and then rotate that way. I think too many times they either have one person go up, 2 are back, or all 3 are forward, and you just get open nets. I mean, you've got, you know, Honey Nut's got 6 goals, but like 4 of them, now 5, are wide open nets. Red Wizard, they're putting up goals just for fun at this point.
And I don't know, Stormwatchers, you see a little bit of smiling on the cams, but I think it's just kind of like a nervous laugh type of thing where they, I don't know, they realize the position they put themselves in after this game too, and they gotta do quite a bit of work now to recollect themselves.
All I want to say is I'm kind of disappointed in Red Wizard that he couldn't hit 1,000 points. That's all I'm gonna say, right? If you're gonna get that close, at least drop 1,000, please.
Yeah, I mean, him almost literally scoring every single goal for his team, doing very well for himself. 5 goals this game, 6 shots, 2 saves, 2 demos.
He's putting in work. He's got more points than his other 2 teammates combined, basically, at this point. Actually, yeah, he does, as well as more points than the entire Stormwatchers team. So, Stormwatchers, boys, you got some work to do, and you better figure it out quickly.
Yeah, well, it seems like they're taking their time here, readying up. Nope, I lied. V-Storm readied up. So they're not going to take the extra 30 seconds to game plan it going into Game 3. They're just going to send it.
All right, well, just saying, they have, in fact, scored their goals per game for the series if they lose this one. So I'm just putting that out here. Hopefully they can fix something. But if they, like I said, if they just have someone stay back in that deep back post rotation and not get too aggressive with their third man, I really think they can limit the goals. I don't think this team's going to put up 4 or 5 goals, but if you could just get 1 and hold down on defense, not giving up on average 6 goals a game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't let the other team score that many goals. Plain and simple.
Problem solved. It's easy.
Yeah,
it's easy.
But you also need to have some great defense here too, as Fighting Hamster, him alone, 1v3 pretty much the entire Stormwatchers team. Squilliam up for this, a bump in net. Huskers, a great save. They really needed that, and I mean, you've already mentioned it before, Stormwatchers, they need this first goal if they want any sort of chance to come back in the series.
I agree. I think if you can get this first goal, they really can get the momentum and lock it down, but you gotta get this first goal.
That ball gets cleared on over to the corner. We're seeing a little bit more life as Stormwatchers on offense. Huskers actually helping Honey Nut by redirecting it back to their side. Rickamus awkward, off the backboard. Does get a clear over Huskers as he follows this one up, keeps possession. So you might see a flick come out at him or past middle. Does go off the sidewall. Squilliam misses. Fighting Hamster up to Red Wizard. He's there. Oh, he actually almost just fakes it.
I thought for a second, dude, sometimes you expect too much from the other team, they fake it, and it actually works out terribly. But again, V-Storm and Rickamus with 0 boost. This should be an open net, but Squilliam misses. That was an absolute wide open chance. This one still might be open if Red Wizard can just get this middle. Slow rotations here. Honey Nut trying to just bang on the door again and again. Stormwatchers, though, finally get some more defense. V-Storm, not a lot of boost to fall on this one. Rickamus is waiting mid for a pass. V-Storm up and over 1, but just a little bit too far for Rickamus here. But again, good starts from both teams, but this is the longest we've seen either game not have someone score.
Well, what I'm noticing happen differently for Stormwatchers is they're actually like closing down the space against Honey Nut. They're
picking up the pace.
Well, yeah,
and it's doing wonders for them.
Yeah, and
they're doing so much better.
They're playing more physical. They're getting bumps. They're getting demos. But however, this is a close. Oh, it just actually sneaks in there. Red Wizard finds a way to put it in.
My bad. Like I said, they're doing so much better. Yup. Yup.
Yeah, but that's a tough save though. Anyway, like, and it's only 1 goal though. Okay, even though they didn't score first, I still have hope that Stormwatchers can have some sort of life.
Some backboard defense. Stop double committing on 0 boost. Problem solved. But hey, they've only gotten scored on once in half the game.
Oh. I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, okay? I'm just gonna have this with my drink.
That's just terrible, man. It's really tough getting abused in goal like that. Honey Nut, they do really well though, I think, playing physical. And maybe that's why they saw, well, actually they lost last week, so they didn't see success, as I was gonna say, but maybe that's their game plan as they continue this season here. But now, halfway through this game, Honey Nut, they do have a comfortable lead. However, it's only 2 goals. V-Storm trying to get it clear. Another whiff coming out of him, but Squilliam gets the follow-up, putting him up 3-0.
3-0 indeed. Hamster getting a good touch here. V-Storm not the best player here. And again, actually a fake on 1, but if they could just figure out these defensive touches to safety, I think they're going to do so much better. Again, too many times we see the touch going right into the middle, into a dangerous spot here. So back to 3-0 halfway through this game. Basically on track again. We might find a double tap here, but unfortunately not able to read it. Squilliam might fake it, I guess. But again, they were averaging 6 goals a game, and they are on their way to continue to do that for Honey Nut.
Oh gosh, there's tomato on my burger.
Like I said, they're on their way to scoring 6 goals. I can't talk about either team without them getting scored on. I got nothing at this point.
Well, at least they're sitting at down 2 goals rather than 3, so they are sitting a little bit better. But
hey, they're at a goal a game right now, so this is improvement no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. 2 minutes, so plenty of time. They just need to change the momentum of it. They need to shut down Honey Nut and what they're doing. But Squilliam taking this one off the sidewall. Tries for a flip reset, fakes it, gives possession to V-Storm. V-Storm doesn't get the flick off in time, so Fighting Hamster shuts it down. Puts this one on net, but easy save for Huskers as he makes an advance. Gets a pass over to V-Storm, maybe? He does, but it's not the best touch. Quickly.
Oh, 1v1? 2v1, actually. That's going to be going in. Red Wizard, calm, cool, and collected.
Wow, I mean, it's just both teams. You see the mistakes happening on both ends. Red Wizard, though, capitalizing, getting a nice flick over that last defender for Stormwatchers.
All right, well, minute 30 left. This is match point for Honey Nut. So, Stormwatchers, what do you guys got in the back of the bag of tricks here? Because you might be looking at going 5-1 down. Squilliam and Co. cannot stop scoring.
Honey Nut's goals per game is going to be insane after this series. Like,
oh my god, it's actually going to be insane. And it's honestly very equal between Red Wizards, Squilliam, and Fighting Hamster. Like, they're all scoring so many goals. But as a team, yeah, they're going to have like 6 goals a game. Everyone's going to vote, you know, oh, they're the best team in the league. It's like, well, I don't know if they're the best team or just Stormwatchers had a really bad, you know, couple first weeks here.
Yeah, they're just stat padding right now.
Honestly, yeah, at this point, boys, pad the stats. You're down 4. Let's see if we can get a Brazil.
Well, it pretty much did happen the last series. You saw Avalanche completely
what, 9-2 or something crazy like that?
Yeah,
it was exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, in every single series you've seen Rule
like
1,
I said,
too,
we're going to get a Brazil. I'm pumped for this one. I'm just going to enjoy whatever we're going to watch here.
You see Huskers outspeeding both Squilliam and Wizard, which is kind of different. We don't see that happen often. But 55 seconds. Still, Alex, there's time.
Oh, there's lots of time. Trust me, I have botched many games and come back many a times with this much time. But if I'm looking at the Stormwatchers again, they got shut out, scored 2, and scored 2. So they have yet to score 3 goals in a game. And I would say now is the perfect time to do so. But V-Storm not able to find that touch, though. Rigamist up and over 1. This is going to bounce in the middle. V-Storm taking the boost, though. It's going to pinch all the way to Huskers. Can he get a shot on target? It does find it close to the back of the net. Red Wizards, though, on the goal line as time does keep on ticking down Huskers. This is do or die moments here. You got to get something and to get a couple kickoff goals. Time is on the side of Honey Nut.
Yeah. And with 15 seconds left, I don't foresee Stormwatchers getting enough goals in time as third man gets bumped, and that's it. Time just dwindling down. Seeing what sort of stats Honey Nut can pad on for them to look super dominant here in Div B.
There's the 6 goals a game. They got to keep up the average. Fighting Hamster and Co. 6 goals a game.
I think that's the minimum, right?
Yeah,
that's like the minimum.
He got his goal. Yeah, that is insane that we just see back games of 6-0, 6-2, and 6-2.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really much to pull from these stats other than, I mean, you can see Stormwatchers, not much offense, a whole lot of defense, and use the saves column. Literally 9 saves. Like, Honey Nut, they were just pelting shots on shots on shots.
I will say, if there was ever a series to do some replays, this is probably it for Stormwatchers.
Probably. But gonna be going ahead to get these guys on in here, and I guess just curious overall, I mean, is that really what you expected? I mean, you said 3-1, didn't you? Or did you say complete sweep?
I did say 3-1. I did think that Stormwatchers were going to bounce back a little bit. I was mistaken, and that it was unfortunately kind of a continuation of last week. So like I had mentioned earlier, I think this is full-on panic time for them. But for the winners, I think these guys are going to be vibing with, oh my god, you guys had 6 goals a game on average.
Thanks.
Yep.
Take it away.
We're fraggers like that.
There you go. Well, I mean, coming off of last week's loss and now this absolute dominant victory, like, was there anything that you guys really changed? And this is kind of directed to you, Red Wizard, since you're the captain. Is there anything that you guys really changed coming into this matchup, or, I mean, just kind of going with the flow?
So we didn't really change anything. In my opinion, I played more confident than I did the first game because I didn't expect to, like, what to see during these games. So I kind of didn't bring everything into these in that first game.
Gotcha.
But
fair enough, fair enough. Well, I mean, you played a lot better this series, it seemed like. I mean, all of you. So, but
yeah.
Kato, I guess I'm sure you got some questions you'd like to ask specifically for the gentleman.
I do have some questions, so I'm curious. So Red Wizard, so kind of 2 questions to you, I guess, and I'll kind of go with Squilliam, is are you happy that, you know, you kind of dipped down a little bit on the rankings to get him? And then also, how does it feel playing next to each other in the lab?
So I picked him because I feel like he's an underrated pick, and I built up some good chemistry so far, and it's only gonna get stronger from here. and forgot what the second question was.
Playing in the same lab. I guess I don't know if you guys are like directly next to each other or across like chairs or something, but
us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like
you don't want the full buff, you know, sit there, fist bump each goal.
COVID still exists, man. You don't want germs.
of course.
There you go.
All right. I mean, any other last remarks, Kato, for these guys before we kind of let them go?
Yeah, Fighting Hamster, I got to go to you then. So with there being as many people from DSU as there are, obviously with V-Storm, and I forget, Rickamus Prime or Huskers, there's so many people from DSU. Yeah. Is there, like, do you talk any crap afterwards, like a game like this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I just want to know, you know, just how far you'll take this and rub it in their face a little bit.
At least until we lose.
Fair enough. I will take that. But nah, Crip, that's all I got for these boys.
Gotcha. Well, I will let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We do got one more match, so definitely, just because you're done playing, doesn't mean you shouldn't stop watching, right? Join the chat, make sure you watch. But regardless, enjoy the win, and we are excited to see kind of your progress as we continue here into week 3. So thank you for joining us here.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Adios. All right. Well, just you and I now, K-Tool. And I mean, that wasn't quite what I was expecting for a Division B matchup. But I mean, you've said it. I've said it. I definitely think Honey Nut have some improvement, or they need some improvement.
Storm Watchers.
Yes.
They need some improvement.
That's what I meant.
I have a feeling V-Storm's gonna be hitting me up, or I'm gonna hit up him and be just like, all right, bro, we're gonna help you out here, because like this team, I think can definitely. I don't want to say they're gonna like win the league or anything, but like they have so much more in the tank. I think they just got some quirks, some kinks they just got to work out, and they'll be playing a lot better. But time will tell in that situation. I think tonight it is all Honey Nut with an absolute dominating performance. But that's not the only match we've got of Div B tonight. So I'm just saying, we got some more action coming up.
Exactly. And I think it's Dope Rats and Air Raid. Air Raid with 2 eyes. I don't know what the reference is there. Sorry if I'm not cultured enough to know. But yeah, if you know, you know, I guess, when you see their logo. But yeah, one more series, so definitely stay tuned. We're gonna go throw it ahead to intermission. K-Tool, thank you for joining me on the caster desk. It's always a pleasure, and we will see you guys in a bit, so stick with us.
Adios.
I don't give